All right, fun video today. We are heading to Bandon Dunes in 3 weeks and working to answer the simple question, how much distance does rain gear take off of your driver? Obviously, we'll be prepared for all kinds of weather while we're down there and wanted to test out 4 items we bought in preparation. I'll link all of these items in the description. The first one is this Little Donkey rain jacket. I got it in orange, $69.99 for this one. We also have a Cutter and Buck jacket. This isn't the exact one I'll be trying out, but it's something similar. That was about $50. We also have a pair of gray rain pants. These is the Swisswell brand, $36.99 for these. And then finally, the pair of FootJoy rain grip rain gloves. Those are $23. Okay, so obviously starting off here without any gear on, just getting a base layer. Some base data here. 168 ball speed is about all I have ever. 287 total, and the next one is what I would expect to see if I'm swinging pretty good. 280 total there. 290 is a good one. Speeding through the rest of these here. Idea was to get 10 shots and kind of use that to compare against all the other items of clothing that we wanted to test out. 292 there, 287, so swinging pretty good. This should be a pretty good comparison. Okay, some data here. So total distance, 285 yards, thereabouts. Total carry, 267. You can't see total ball speed, but that was right around 160, which feels like consistent with what I do normally. So moving on here, we're gonna throw on the Cutter and Buck jacket. Blue jacket here, sticking with the base layer pants. I wanted to make sure that we were getting data that felt like it was good swing, so tried to take out the outliers, like that first one that just was a hey, getting used to having something else on. So deleting those two. You can see that we're not hitting the consistent draw impact of having something different on. Total carry there was 260 average, so that's down almost 10 yards. And then ball speed right around 158, so losing a few miles an hour ball speed there. Okay, throwing on the Swisswell gray rain pants. First few shots with these. We'll do 5 here as well. Actually felt, I don't know, better with the rain pants on. Just felt like there was more focus on my legs and probably encouraging a little more of a hip turn. So hit some pretty good ones here. You can still see that we're fighting a little bit more of a right miss than we would typically have if I guess everything was feeling loose. So maybe had one outlier here that we went ahead and deleted. Okay, so as far as the data, average total carry there at 261, which is, I mean, that's 6 yards less than the base there. Total distance 275. So pretty comparable to without the rain pants on. So it doesn't look like that had a huge impact. Moving on here to, we'll go ahead and add the rain gloves. Throw those on. Try and fix the lighting here a little bit. These are the FootJoy rain gloves. Got the 2-pack off of Amazon. These just feel super weird without it actually raining. Just very clothy. I grip down the club pretty hard, something I try not to do. But when I feel like I don't have great grip, it just intensifies. So you can see spraying pretty good here, and overall just not comfortable. So the impact of those gloves, ball speed down all the way down to 156 average, with total distance 271. So if we're comparing a base layer, I mean, you're already down from total distance 284 to 270, so 14 yards on average, losing with all this stuff on. I think that the rain gloves are probably just going to be something you would opt to switch to when it's really coming down and you're losing grip, and so it's probably not the best test inside. So we'll get the Little Donkey jacket on here. This just seemed like it was a more stretchable jacket, so I thought we'd give it a try. Switching back to the normal glove just to get a more accurate reading. This actually felt pretty good. I mean, those first two are in the 290s, which is about as good as I was hitting without any of the gear on. You can see probably overall consistency not there as much, but you do end up with average carry there at 263, total distance 276. So you're looking at 6 yards off of the base test, and the ball speed's 159, so just a mile an hour down. So obviously feel like we're swinging pretty free. This jacket definitely feels a little breathier. So we'll go ahead and get the pants off here and just test out the jacket, see if we can compare that to, I guess, a little closer to the base. 5 swings, didn't really probably catch these as good as I could have. That one's 289, so that's a good spot, 285 there. So, I mean, those are decent shots. That one way right, low spin though, and finished with 284 there. So, five decent shots there, really comparable to having the pants on. Ball speed 159, and then we go ahead and just hit another 5, just to see if we had kind of gotten tired by the end there, and added that to our final analysis. Hit some good ones here. Seemed like we were pretty much consistent with what we were doing on the front side. Last swing, let's get into the data. All right, so we exported all that data and ended up with 40 individual shots. You can see each column is a separate data point. Those averages calculated there, we then brought over to a separate spreadsheet, so you can see that a little bit easier. Obviously, you can see the numbers pretty well here, and the differences as we get different items of clothing on. But just because graphs are a little more fun, we'll do a few here. So this first one is the carry and total distance. You can see the base layer is obviously the winner, which is expected. The lowest total distance ended up being the jacket, pants, and rain gloves. Just tough to swing consistently with all that on. The average distance for just jacket and pants is, we lost about 7 to 8 yards there. So not significant. Obviously, definitely better to not get soaked than it would be to try and keep your base distance there. Definitely a lower impact than I was expecting. We'll move on to a ball speed graph as well. 160-ish was our high water mark. And then really around 158 miles an hour is the remainder of the items, dropping down to 156 miles an hour for all gear on. So again, consistent with your total distance. That translated pretty much identically. 2 miles an hour off is not a ton, not significant enough to get soaked for sure. And then the final graph here is backspin. I would say in general, these numbers were a little higher than I would typically average. So possible it was just some of the swing mechanics. The base layer is still the lowest besides the good low spin shots we hit with the Little Donkey jacket there. I would say when I don't feel like I am super flexible in my clothing, I can definitely get choppy, which will only increase the backspin. So the fact that something like the Little Donkey was lower, and that's, right in that 2,500 number, that makes me feel confident that I'm at least moving all right, and the swing is staying on plane as opposed to coming over the top. So really encouraging to see there. In general, I am excited with what I'm rolling with to Bandon Dunes. I feel like we'll be able to make some good swings, can swing confidently, hit our numbers if we deal with some significant rain. Obviously, wind is an entirely different story. But fun little test here, and looking forward to seeing how the game plays down in Bandon Dunes. Thank you all for tuning in to another Shed Sim Golf video. Until next time, peace.